I gotta try to come top 10. Gotta find a way. Gotta find a way.
And we are back for another episode of Dead Last Cycling. And this race didn't exactly go to plan, and within a few hours of finishing it, it started to feel like I was swallowing razor blades, so this commentary might not go to plan either.
Alright boys, Hell of the North. This one needs no introduction. I'm sure everyone has had the mispleasure of racing this quite a few times. If you've not, we've got plenty of rollers, and then if that wasn't bad enough, we have Petit KOM at the end.
This was actually my second attempt at tackling stage 4 of Tour Fever. I tried to do it the day before in a more typical Tuesday evening slot, and my game inexplicably closed 4 seconds before the race started. So that's why we're doing it later in the week.
It's my first race in the upper range of Cat B. And with a smaller group, splits are more likely, less wheels to follow. Less people to do work for you.
With a new category band, I knew that another trip to the podium was unlikely, and with how the race had started, it felt like I might have a fight on my hands just to make it to the final climb.
Hard start here for me. Hopefully it calms down a bit after the intestines. Got a bit of a headache, which isn't good. Get all the excuses out early.
So, we've got post-race sore throat and congestion, in-race headache, I also stubbed my toe at the weekend, and now this is the big one, cut one of my fingernails slightly too short, so plenty of completely valid reasons for sucking.
Since it's a new range and a new day, I don't recognise any of these names, but I'm sure there's plenty of guys in here who are going to hurt me badly.
I had been hoping going in that this would just be a calm meandering around the French countryside before we all played a game of who can hurt more for 5 minutes up Petit KOM, but that's not what everyone else had in mind.
Plenty of people look like they're interested in pushing.
I've always thought that the smaller races in Zwift are a bit Mickey Mouse, and to some extent I still think they are, but 25 isn't a tiny peloton and it's a different feel to the 40 to 60 that I've been racing against for the past few months, and that's mainly because you've got a lot less people to rely on.
These smaller groups, yes, there's less likely to be a ton of people who can rip your legs off, but at the same time it only takes a couple, and because the groups are smaller, you're much more likely to have to do the work yourself. You have to stay way more switched on. You can't just comfortably sit at the back of a huge train.
So with that said, and the fact that people had seemed very enthusiastic over the intestines, I needed to stay focused and make sure I didn't get caught out.
Speeding up here because of the cobbles, rolling resistance. Gotta be careful. People are really speeding up. Man.
This race is probably the most active Zwift race I've ever done, which I'd imagine is because it's the first race I've done in this CRS bracket, and the stronger people get, the more confident they get in making early efforts, something I'm not confident in at all.
That is not what you want. Got a feather. Oh. Do I hold it? I think so, if I can. A couple of drafts would have been nice before the feather, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. 2:42 for 10, not what I wanted here. That's really close to my FTP. Need a recovery session.
Racing this close to my FTP for the first half of the race was going to make things tough. Ask me to suffer for 5 or so minutes and I can usually make it happen, but being in the grand scheme of things still fairly new to cycling and fitness in general, my sustained power is really starting to get exposed the further and further I rank up in Zwift.
It's calming down a bit, but I can tell I'm already down more matches than I need to be, or should be, could be. You know what I mean? I need more matches left.
And this was a big problem, because I'd need all of my matches to survive Petit KOM.
My best time up Petit KOM is 5 minutes 30 seconds from 2 weeks ago. But I think that must have been an out-of-body experience or something. Someone must have been piloting me for that, because I don't know.
I think the last time out, I benefited from a slow race pace up to the climb, combined with absolute monsters pulling me up the entire effort. Today, I had a set of monsters trying to break me on the flats.
But to have a chance, I think, of a good finish today, we're gonna have to go deep sea diving. And actually, with such a small start group, just to protect my Zwift Racing score, I'm gonna have to go deep sea diving.
In order to go deep, I'd need to recover, and for a few minutes at least, things did relax, but not for long.
Little climb here, people are gonna push into massively.
As predicted, people did push up this little incline, but when I said massively, I didn't mean a full-on breakaway, which is what we got as orange numbers started to light up on the timing board. I'd positioned myself towards the front ready for some action, but there was no chance I was pulling this back myself.
I can't chase that, guys.
I had to settle into the group and hope this all came back together, but as we battled over the cobblestones, I was feeling rough.
I'm really struggling today, guys. I know I said every week, but I don't feel good.
Whether I felt good or not, we were in the thick of it now, and there wasn't all that long left till Petit KOM, and I needed to protect my hard-earned ZRS.
I gotta try to come top 10. Gotta find a way. Gotta find a way.
The earlier attacker had finally been brought back, but almost immediately as the pace lulled, he attacked hard off the front again, and this time, we all just let him. It'd be hard for anyone to stay away as the group naturally started to increase the tempo into the foot of Petit KOM though.
Some nice hot air balloons. I could do with jumping in one and gliding to the top. Not long now.
Unfortunately for me, there are no secret pipes or hidden doors in Zwift, so I'd have no choice but to get up the climb the hard way, which was going to suck, and mentally, I was really wavering.
Come on. Come on, George. Come on. Focus up. Game face now.
That little pep talk over, there was really nothing left but to see what I could pull out of the bag. I felt bad going into efforts like this before, but being able to grow into the suffering, I needed that to be the case today. The plan here was a familiar one. Sit in the wheels on the yellow and push hard on the red to make sure I could sit in the wheels again once the road switched back to shallower gradients. The group quickly brought back the earlier attacker, and the pace was hard on this first section, but it wasn't something I hadn't done before.
Make it round this corner and draft.
So far, so good. Granted, this hurt and my heart rate monitor was losing its mind, so I really didn't know just how deep I was yet, but it didn't really matter. I had to hold on.
Come on.
With more and more feathers going off around me, my pain face really started to come out, but I tried to tell myself that those feathers were a good sign, and if I could just keep going, I'd be in an even smaller group once they wore off.
Hey, I went too deep.
My legs felt like lead, and we still had 2 steep sections left. I needed to find a way to not get dropped, but as people kept the power down on the flatter sections, I started to struggle and really dangle off the back. I was still holding my feather, and if I could ride this again, I'd have been getting ready to pop it right about now.
Hurts so much. No. Come on.
I was giving this absolutely everything, and I just couldn't close up to the wheel. If I had popped the feather, I think it would have made all the difference and brought me back into the draft properly, but as I stupidly held onto it, trying to make my way across put me too deep into the red, and I was blowing up. This was now about damage limitation. If I blew up completely, who knows how many people would pass me, and with me now floating around just inside the top half, I needed to find a way to fight and protect my ZRS. I managed to find just enough left to hold my place and actually ended up gaining a tiny bit of ZRS, but this was for the first time in a while what I consider an underperformance. Whether that was because of the harder overall pace, poor execution, or apparently being ill, who knows. Whatever the reason, as usual, I need to get stronger.
I'm sorry, guys. They were just way too strong. I tried. Man, I need to get way stronger. As always, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you can like, comment, or subscribe, I'd be very grateful. And I'm sorry, I just sucked today big time. I just didn't have it.